it's because even if they delete from a certain website, somebody else adds it.
If you engage with a kid or child who is, saying I'm 18 years, I'm 20, yet she's 16 or 14 years, the law is not going to say, okay, you did your best to really, know of her age or something. Just go to jail, man. That's it.
The law is not protecting me, so I'm protecting myself. The law hit me where it hurts the most. So I am getting back where it hurts the other person the most.
Be patient, man. Be patient.
No.
I don't know if he was doing revenge porn, but I know he was shaming women online.
First thing I'm going to speak about today is passwords.
OnlyFans? What she said?
No, they went to the GBV court, and that girl actually won the case.
If you to put in the context of South Sudan, yes, before we didn't have any law that is regulating the cyberspace itself, you get. So, but now what we have the Cyber Crimes and Computer Misuse Provisional Order of 2021.
By the way, has any of you heard of BLQ? Yeah.
The moment you post it on internet.
MTN doesn't know.
What is the government?
The government? Yeah.
Mental health.
Okay.
And then you cry, you even not sleep.
And she was given $7,000 because she lost her job. So when you say people lose their jobs, employment becomes hard. It's a real thing. What's your opinion on revenge porn and how we manage it? Do we play any role as individuals?
Publication of indecent content, yes, and privacy. So we're looking at revenge porn here. It's connected to privacy, right? Just like how we're talking of consent, and privacy usually is with someone's consent.
How will this person be around?
They don't even look at them as victims. They look at them as spoiled people. So if somebody's pictures are out there, how am I going to keep this girl or this boy at my workplace? So yeah, it actually affects people, but I was happy for her case because she got justice. Ambrose was in the space yesterday. How much is 300,000 pounds when you convert it to dollars? But is it money? Is it good enough? What's your opinion on revenge porn and how we manage it? Do we play any role as individuals in how things are rolling out currently?
That comes to is retaliation. Like an action was maybe trying to get back to somebody or something, just trying to make it even with somebody, but in a way that kind of leaves you in the winning position.
This explanation that maybe connected where someone will just put it up and you have to expect your heart, then you know this person. To share what she shared with me, or to share with me, and this will get back at her. All of us might get at this.
This evidence is private has been shown to the passport. How will this person be around? How will this person be able to trust somebody else next time? It's kind of difficult.
Things keep coming back up for people, and it's because even if they delete from a certain website, somebody else adds it. So as individuals, I feel like that's how we play a role. We keep sharing. But I feel also, okay, I'm very proud of my circle right now. The latest nudes and what have not reached me. It means nobody in my circle is sharing them. And that's how we should. I feel like that's the role we can play. Maybe what? Yes. Yes. There was a magazine that used to take women's pictures, like naked pictures for men. It was a men's magazine but of like women. And it reached, now people would get paid for those things. And so now people started taking other people and then they send and then they were paid. So it kept moving that way until the internet came and people said, now there was the dark web, people were exchanging this stuff on the dark web. And then when social media platforms came and some of them like Twitter did not really mind about nudity, it became a thing. I think for me in the South Sudanese community, there's some guy who used to be called Hunter. City Hunter, Junub Hunter. But then I don't know if he was doing revenge porn, but I know he was shaming women online. He would take women's pictures and say, oh, I think it was revenge porn, but in literature form, because he was writing about it. He wasn't showing the naked pictures. And the mental health impacts of revenge porn, like we've said, I think the extreme one is suicide. We have individuals that become suicidal because they do not know what to do, and then also their family members, like that father that I said. And then the other thing that it does is, I know someone personally who was a victim of revenge porn. She's not suicidal, or I do not know if she is, because she's calm. But initially she used to be a very lively girl. She used to be talkative. She would enter this room and you guys would all know her name. But now she has become very docile. She can't speak, she can't stay with people, and I'm glad for her because her mom is understanding. So her mom did not disown her. But then that shows that this has a big impact. And the thing about suicide also is that it hides you. You can never know someone is suicidal. You guys could wake up tomorrow like you both jump off a building. Consent.
And maybe it was purposely maybe to say and the person was paid. Now like the time maybe someone finds these pictures or videos somewhere, they post it like yes online. So how does the law handle that?
So I don't know. Maybe if they came out and told you do not share this, because by the time they get paid, they probably give the distributors, they give them the rights. So maybe if it's the distributor or the, I don't know what they're called in that industry, the people that publish these things, if they're the ones that come after you, maybe. But then I feel like in that incident, it's usually not that big of a deal. I don't know. I'm not sure. Let me not mislead you. Now we're going to go into the legal aspects of revenge porn. We're going to look at what does the law say? What form of punishment is there? What form of help is there for people that require help? Where can they get them from? And we're going to start with Ugandan laws. The Council Ambrose Ibabaza. Ambrose.
I introduce myself, a lawyer. Oh, I also have a company actually.
Accountants.
It's called Ibabaza Media Limited. It does ICT. So anything ICT, I'm your person. But I don't know ICT, so I have a person for that. So the moment you share anything public, those people with accounts, only fans, what she said, they have a thing of subscription. So their content is supposed to be to those who subscribe to their websites or whatever they do there. If you're not a subscriber, it means you're not legally allowed to access his or her content. I don't know if men are also there. His or her content. So that content is supposed to be for those who subscribe. However, that person has people who are basically supposed to be sharing his or her content. Yeah, so it's a chain of people who share. So if you're outside that chain, then you're not legally supposed to. Hope I answered you very well. Have I confused you or answered you? One of the two. Okay, so the penal code is so much silent. So the penal code is so much silent on things concerning computer and cyber crimes. The computer is a bit, penal code is a bit silent. However, it only talks about defamation. So then I come to computer misuse. This is the thing now, the act on cyber law. So one thing about this act, it's becoming popular in the recent, but this is a 2011 act. It has become popular because of Mohammed Nsereko, who made it popular by amending it. So we start with a very most interesting section, which is section 23 on child pornography. There are people who engage children in pornography. And the second person offering, making available. So if these people say this, how do you pronounce this, the name of the restaurant? I feel to pronounce it, Kudwal. So if Kudwal says, for us, we are giving you space to do child pornography. That's the second person. The third person is the one who distributes. The one produces with intention to distribute. So now this one distributes. Then another person is procuring. Those people who subscribe to child pornography or who buy. That is person number 4. And then the one who unlawfully possesses it. So now those are like 5 people that the section talks about. So all of you, if you're convicted, you're all supposed to be in jail. It talks about cyber harassment. You have to report a case to the police, of course. The police will start its investigations. However, this is now tricky. Ugandan police, I don't think it is well facilitated to do cyber investigations. They are also trained to do cyber investigations. So they just go arrest someone, you share this and this. But if you have that training, you know how to stress all the things on the internet. So you do go to police, then the police will arrest the person, if they arrest the person anyway, and then the court process starts. Then the good thing is now Uganda is trying to bring technology to court. They now even allow, they consider evidence via WhatsApp. So if I say I will kill you via WhatsApp and send, the moment it does blue ticks, those two. That is evidence in court.
And now, if you to put in the context of South Sudan, yes, before we didn't have any law that is regulating the cyberspace itself. You get. So, but now what we have the Cyber Crimes and Computer Misuse Provisional Order of 2021. Now it's an order, it's not an act. Why is it an act? Is acts are always passed by the parliament. Yes. So the president has the mandate under the constitution to issue out orders when the parliament is not sitting. So last year we didn't have really a functioning parliament, so he had to come up and issue an order at least to regulate our cyberspace. Now to go to our topic today, which is revenge porn. Our law itself does, just like Uganda's, it does not properly accommodate revenge porn. You see, just like Uganda has the Anti-Pornography Act. I don't know if it is still functioning. Now that regulates pornography. You see, but ours here, we do not have that accommodation. There's no section really that talks about revenge porn. It's a few countries. And I think in the US it's just more of states, like 2 or 3 states that have that provision of what revenge porn is and the penalties and all that. But for us, when I looked through our act or our order, I picked interest in a few sections. So one of them is Section 18 that provides for, you say it's your right, nobody's supposed to violate it. But obviously circumstances when that is violated or breached, that is with the court sanctions and the like. But now here, consent is a very, very important ingredient when it comes to revenge porn or any images that you distribute online, right? So now here we have the definition of what indecent content is. And I didn't really appreciate it or say it is very accommodative of what is happening. So here it says indecent content means any data, information, audio, image, data message, photo, document, video, graphical representation that is contrary to the norms and traditions. Now, which norms are we talking about here? Do we have conventional norms? You see, we do not have as a country. Do we have that? That if I'm to release an image today of, let's say, for her or him, now, which norms are we going to use on that? You see? So it's not really very definitive or accommodative of the whole thing, but I believe that if one was to release an image of yours without your consent, you see, I think you could go under that, you see. But I also believe that the definition also talks of indecent images or videos. So if I'm to share with you my video or my image, you see, or my photo, anything, I also fall under that. Me who is sending it. That's how I believe the definition is, you see. So you commit an offense. But again, here, the penalty they're giving you here is not exceeding 3 years or a fine. Now, with Ugandans, you're given the fine, they can say 22 currency points or 72. But ours here, there is no fine. It's now at the discretion of the court, you see. So if you were convicted, you see, the court will say, okay, I'm going to give you $3,000 US, you see. But you're not using the law to really award that. So there's no fine that is properly given. So sometimes I feel someone may be overly, fined. At the same time, that is a good punishment. If I'm to give you 10,000, right? And what you are actually been distributing is something against our norms, which the law says, then I think, so here again we have looking at section 23 that gives us pornographic content, you see. It defines what it is, and whoever falls under that is anyone who publishes, causes to be published, makes available, you facilitate, you see. All those, all fall under pornography. And if that content falls under this, then obviously you commit an offense and you're convicted for a term not exceeding 10 years. You see, about the section 24 that talks about sexual communication. You see, obviously, if we talk about sexual communication, we would believe that it's supposed to accommodate everyone, adults, child, and all that. But here, it is only talking of the child. And it says, whoever intentionally communicates with a child using any computer or computer system to send sexual-related messages, to encourage such a person to engage in sexual activities, you commit an offense, and your term does not exceed 10 years, you see. So,
It does not exceed 10 years, it could be less.
it could be less, not exceeding 10 years, and you have a fine or both.
But this particular act, who is a child? Because our other act, our constitution, is out of 25, 18, 21, 60. So, yes. So
Now for us, we have to go back again to what our constitution says. And here the constitution talks of a child being that who is under 18 years who gets. Yes, please.
Regarding communication, like you have scenarios where like someone goes like online, opens up an account, and kids come to that age, they could be friends. How will you handle that?
No, she.
So can say like 25 years,
but actually they are
she's
like
16.
Now we have two things here. We have those who are of strict liability kind of offenses. Now strict liability, that is where the age or your knowledge that this person, you know of their knowledge or of their age, sorry. Now like defilement, yeah? Now defilement, there's not, let's say if you're found to have defiled someone, and for you exactly know this person told you that she is 20 or 19 years. The law will not accommodate that. They will say for you that is an offense, yes, strictly, yes. Even if you were to do due diligence to whatever amount, for defilement that is strict liability. So whether you know of their age or not, you have committed an offense. You see. So I think that is. No, it is. Here we're trying to protect the children now. That is what the law will look at, the best interest of the child. You see?
Do you remember in primer when they would say ignorance of the law?
Exactly. You see? So, yeah. So, the law will not accommodate. The law will not listen to you because that they have told you they are 18 years. What will happen is probably your sentence may be lessened, but you will not be really acquitted of that because that is strict when it comes to children. Of what charges? What charges? Because here now, what look at for the children, yes? They look at it, if you're below the age of 18 years, some talk of 18 or 16 and all that. Here, you as a child, you do not have the capacity to give the consent, to make decisions. You get? That's why they make it as more of strict. So if you engage with a kid or child who is, saying I'm 18 years, I'm 20, yet she's 16 or 14 years, the law is not going to say, okay, you did your best to really, know of her age or something. Just go to jail, man. That's it. You see, the anger of someone who has done due diligence. You see, it's not really fair. But still, we're trying to protect our children, you see, from all this.
You'll find a child like reasoning like another.
No, it's okay. There are some children actually who could be, they're 16, their IQ is all and they're all understanding, but again, we're trying to protect them. You see, so much as you have done all your due diligence, this is a strict liability offense. Now for defilement, yes, you fall under that category. Now for when you look at the indecent, like the example he said, you get the example he said. Now again, we have to look at the consent of the child here. You see, has the child given consent? But obviously, you are saying she's 20 years and 23 or something like that. But she's actually 16. Yes.
You like maybe online, you meet someone online, you're chatting on the Facebook, WhatsApp, and then the profile says different, then gives you different information. Like here, I was asking maybe the age, also like it's really the one you used to protect, like
Just for safety, show me your passport, yes, age. And then now you'll have no defense, seriously. You have no issue. Yes, you may say you did your best, she misrepresented, yes, her age. But still we have, out of all the investigations, she's underage.
But I have still evidence.
Your evidence does not really...
It was communication.
Yes.
I feel like your evidence will help you give you a lighter sentence.
Lighter sentence. I feel like just go for 8 years instead of 10 years, yeah? Yes. But don't.
Or maybe for the female, maybe their friends are outside, like, but now in the eyes of other communities or other cultures, it is illicit, and they see it as a new, like, other communities.
For example, in a case scenario we were talking earlier about, for his case, like a child acts an adult on social media, and later on, I'm being sued for defiling a child, right? Because the child is someone who's below 18, right? But earlier, I'm engaging or communicating with someone who's 20 years as per our communication. Then I get sentenced. You see, in regards to mental health, I think this is where we have cases of being of narcissistic behaviors, toxicity, and manipulation. Because I feel I've been sentenced. I feel like the law has not had my side. I feel like the law has defiled me. Yes, I feel that, yes. So in the long run, I'm like, okay, if the law can't do something about it, I have to come in and revenge. So maybe if I got sentenced and I have a nude or like a film of this person, I take it on social media, right? That's one scenario. I post it. I am doing what I think is best for me. Because the law is not protecting me, so I'm protecting myself. The law hit me where it hurts the most. So I am getting back where it hurts the other person the most. That's one case. The second one is on adult content where we both consent, but then someone, maybe a friend or his or a friend of mine, gets to my phone, maybe says, can I please use your phone? Then gets to that side, gets into my phone, sees the video, gets the picture, sends to me myself, and then later on goes to social media, creates an account of a fake name, posts to social media, deletes the account. You see, this goes viral. So then the person feels like, okay, this was in private, I didn't give you the consent, so gets to sue me. Then I get judged, okay? And then I get to get punished. In the long run, I come out, I also feel the law is protected because I'm innocent of the crime, but I've also been sentenced for it, see? So I come out and say, this is game on, So I feel in this regards, the law is not quite on. I think the lawyers need to look into that.
Laptop. When I know that it's going to share somebody, but if I did not know that it's not clear what the because I feel like maybe that from that aspect, if you have you did know that other person and they shared it, Ambrose, is that a problem?
So there's no trace that says, yes, there's no evidence that says you leaked, but yes.
Because she shared.
Like,
No, the
okay,
court now going to
takes
answer.
and maybe
The court
was
answer.
then leaked. They fail to trace her.
Tobu doesn't know. Tobu knows he only sent them to me.
So he doesn't know that you have his notice.
Yeah. He doesn't know what happens here. All he knows is she was the only one.
So
If he got the pictures or the videos, then created a fake account, posted, then deleted the
And then
account later. So there's no tracing that she's
But already they deleted my
Oh, okay. Now, if I were you, I know that what you do is thinking she's the one.
Even I don't
Even
come
me, I would go to her, even though she's out there.
Because the does not know.
Yes.
So they don't know. That's why he was saying about. That's why he was saying about that. The law does not cater for third parties.
So it's not
It only stops on I've sent and received.
Yes, that is like the last option, but most cases we see cases where it leaves you to be financially stable to get that.
However, I don't know if after she sends to us, she deletes
Yes.
your phone.
She deletes, yeah, the sending from my phone. Like she sent herself to WhatsApp and then she deletes the send. You know, like she has sent, received on her phone and then deletes. So there's no
There is
trace.
no trace of
Yes.
that should be a very wise on
That one good.
It's just that our courts are not well equipped enough to handle such cases wherever you can. But definitely wherever there is smoke, there has been fire.
And the first thing I'm going to speak about today is passwords. We use passwords, and it's the most common attack vector. Yeah, so passwords. Password safety is essential. Okay, it's really crucial to have password, like to have some sort of awareness in regards to password use. And one of the most common mistakes that people make online is password reuse. How many people reuse passwords here? Reuse passwords? Yeah, like you could sharing passwords across different sites and applications. Wow, disappointed. Do you? Yeah, so this exposes you to a wide range of attacks, because if attackers get hold of one password, they could use it to attack your other accounts. Okay, so one of the things that you can do to prevent this is to, one, use different passwords, and it's hard to keep track of. Yeah, personally I have about 900 passwords. Yeah, and I use an online tool to manage and synchronize my passwords across different devices. And I'm going to recommend a few tools. If you use a browser such as Chrome, for example, it has a native tool that lets you save passwords into your Google account, okay, and sync across your devices. Okay, you can also use third-party applications such as 1Password and LastPass. Some of these are paid, so I would recommend you use a free service such as Google Chrome's. Okay, passwords. I have a dog. See this guy here? That's Coco, right? I post this guy's pictures all the time. Okay, and hackers usually before attempting an attack, okay, on an account, hackers gather information about the target, and they try to they look out for stuff such as hobbies, okay, interests, okay. And as a dog owner, right, I usually post the pictures of my dog, right? So an attacker could scan my profile and see that, oh, this guy likes posting about his dog, right? And the dog's name is Coco. And so they would use what we would use So they would use what we would call a dictionary attack, which is a combination of the most common passwords used by, okay, people, okay. So they'll try to create different variations or combinations of the password, okay, using information collected or gathered from your profile, okay. So one tip is to use irrelevant passwords. Avoid using stuff like your phone number, Okay, try to use passwords that are like totally random, such as. There you go, exactly. And most online services keep a list of passwords that have been compromised. Okay, so if your password has been compromised, I would recommend you change it. Okay, you could use what we would call two-factor authentication, which is so authentication is the process of verifying who you are. Okay, but once again, if an attacker gains access to one of your passwords, right, they could easily access your information, right? So adding a second layer of security would actually help prevent this, okay? And prevent or pay attention to tracking, okay? Most online services and sites have some sort of tracking activities, okay? Some are malicious, others are intended for analytics, okay? Others are intended for information gathering, okay? So for example, who uses VPNs in here? VPN apps contain malicious or spyware, so I would highly advise against them. Okay, try to go for premium or paid VPN apps, okay, that are well known and verified. Also, before you subscribe or use an app, make sure that you do your due diligence. Okay, try to see like is it well reviewed? Are the reviews positive or generally negative? Another thing that you can do to keep or maintain your online safety is paying attention to location. Okay. For example, people like to post on social media, right? And most of these social accounts have location geotagging, okay? And one of the things that I would recommend is not posting until you have left the location, okay? We're here right now, right? And I'm sure we've taken so many pictures in here, right? And I wouldn't post any while I'm still here, okay? I mean, that's the thing. You can't really trust anybody online, okay? Others might use or others might track your location. 3 weeks ago, there was an incident in Los Angeles where a rapper was killed. Okay, PNB Rock, if you've heard of him. Exactly. So I'm not sure about the exact details, but there were some online. I need to verify this later. Okay, but there were some online rumors that his girlfriend took a picture of them on the date and posted it on her Instagram account. They were still eating, so robbers tracked their location via Instagram, and then and he died. I'm yet to verify this. I'm not so sure. Okay, into politics or a businessman or someone that has valuable assets. Okay, make sure that you protect your online presence by not posting your location. Okay, you can also. And there's also what we call OSINT, which is open source intelligence. Okay, so it's a set of tools and techniques that people use to track and identify location. Okay, I could actually. Okay, let me just try this right now. So do you see this? I can take a picture of this side of the room. Okay, where we are right now. Okay, and post it online. Not posting any information in regards to where I'm at right now, right? But using OSINT tools, some people could actually track and find my location based on certain factors, okay? If I take a photo out, okay, let me see. Let me give because outside there are like buildings, landmarks, and signposts that can help identify. But people actually have ways, okay? Using Google Maps, for example, or using reverse image search, okay? I mean, I'm not the first visitor in here, okay? This restaurant has probably been open for a year or two, right? So, and people have posted pictures in here before me, right? So, if I post a picture of me in here without disclosing my location, right? An attacker could actually use that, could reverse search that image, okay, to search, like, in order to find images that were posted in this location, okay, previously. So do not post while you're still in the location. Be patient, man. Be patient. Wait until you get back home. wait until you get back home.
It's just like that
Exactly. She didn't know, exactly. The food was nice, so she felt like taking a picture of it, that's all.
So you're saying you should not post photos like a menu.
Yes.
So what happens
I visit a URL, like when you visit, like let's say I want to visit Facebook, right? An attacker could actually create a site that looks exactly like Facebook, okay? And for me to submit my information and then they would intercept, okay? So try to verify the authenticity of the site you're visiting, okay? To pay attention to the domain, like the URL. Oh, time is running? It's okay, let me just be fast. So try to verify the URL you're submitting that information to, okay? There would be, like, there could be variations, okay? It could be facebook.com. The hackers would do something like facebook.co, omitting the M. So try to pay attention to that. Because thing is, most people don't really pay attention to those tiny details. The hackers would replicate the exact site. And if it looks like Facebook, then it's probably... One other thing, by the way, has any of you heard of BLQ? Yeah, yeah. You haven't, right? Yeah, you're safe, you're safe. You are safe.
We have victims.
Oh, damn. So that's a sensitive topic, right?
But she's very okay. She can tell her story.
Oh yeah?
This is a safe space.
It's okay, it's a safe space. And I'm really sorry for bringing this up. It's okay. Yeah, so sites such as BLQ, it's really it's really important to do your due diligence, okay? One of my friends approached me, like, when was this, by the way? I think it was August, okay? So he came up to me excited, like really excited, saying, hey man, I have something that's gonna change your life, okay? And he shared the link with me, and I told him, hey, give me a day or two, okay? I'll do my research and then get back to you, okay? So one of the things that I have done is there's a service called Whois, okay? So Whois lets you verify domains, okay? So you could enter a domain and then it would tell you when was the domain purchased, okay? Whom it belongs to, and all of that information, okay? So for example, BLQ claimed they were established in 2019, right? But when I looked them up on Whois, the domain was actually purchased in July this year. Okay, you could, if you're on a PC, can I just do this? Let me grab mine. No, it's okay. You don't really need internet for that. Yeah, I'm clicking on my browser's options right now, okay? And it has this section that says more tools. So there's this thing here. It's mostly used by developers, but anyone can actually use that. And it lets you inspect the source code of a website, okay? So upon inspection, I realized, hey, the content of the site claims to be Ugandan, right? But then some of the code in there was Chinese.
South Korea.
Yeah, but some of it, like, it was Chinese. You see this? They probably use the translation service. Yeah, like there's some translation or localization services that create content based on the user's location, okay? So upon further inspection, I found a similar, actually a clone, an exact clone of BLQ that was in Nigeria. It was called 86 Football. The same exact site, the same exact app. They've just changed a few things here and there, and then that's it, okay? So it's always good to do your due diligence, looking for something. And then you went back to Facebook and you found ads. See that? That's, yeah, cookies. So they basically just track, they track your online activity to recommend content, okay? So, hey, any questions?
What about these chain messages?
Avoid these. Just avoid them. I mean, try to verify. Some of the tools that you can actually use, try to utilize reverse image search. Okay, try to utilize that as much as you can. Okay, also try to if you have internet, okay, try to look for the web archive. Okay, so it lets you view like website or site versions. Okay, so sites could yeah, actually I have a, just do this here. Okay, so I'm going to show this to everyone. Okay, so as you can see here, okay, this is a link, right? This is a URL. So try to verify. First, yeah.
Checking that this site is secure. For me, who uses like a lot of software, like
Yeah.
my laptop, I normally like download like a lot of. Whenever you download programs, or like you go to a website, it shows you the history, whether you have visited it before.
Yeah, the trackers.
Yeah, if it's malicious, then you click on it, it refuses to use certificate. Like it shows you a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Which I believe for someone who's not like very technical, not easily see these things. It will be an advantage. So for someone who browses a lot, I recommend trying using like an antivirus.
It really offends me when someone downloads illegal software because it's hard to build, man. It's hard to build. Okay, so what you can do is this. There are two types of software. Okay, there's open source software. Okay, that's open, that's developed and built by a community, and source code and all the relevant information is publicly available. So if you can't afford the paid solution, try to look for open source alternatives.
Okay.
Yes?
And I have a question.
Talk to me.
I don't know if you answer or
It's okay. Yes.
I know, but the companies like maybe MTN or Airtel allow such a thing, and they know it's
Okay, yeah, that's actually a very good question. So I can give you an answer. So MTN doesn't really. So these companies, okay, they don't sign contracts or agreements with MTN. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, okay, they use most online payment platforms offer what we call an API, okay, which is just the way of accessing their services, okay, and API access is open to everyone. So as far as I'm concerned, these guys could have probably used MTN's API without their knowledge, okay, MTN doesn't know.
What of the government?
The government. Yeah.
This is mental health.
Okay.
And then you cry, you had not sleep. Because they
Sorry about that, but okay.
And the government came in at the last minute.
Here's a simple law, okay? Here's a simple law.
I want to shut the thing down all. And then I want to maybe do some investigation. And they just came in that very day.
It's really hard to track these guys. It's gonna be very hard to track them.
They're doing things right.
No idea, but here's a very simple law, okay? For future reference, okay, here's a very simple law. We call it the law of equivalent exchange, okay? So you cannot gain anything without giving something in return. Humankind cannot gain anything without giving something in return. There's so many legitimate ways of making money online, but you have to provide or add value in order to. Exactly. You can write articles, you can design stuff for people, you can do so much, okay? But add value, and then you'd be compensated for the value you've added, okay? Now, in the case of PLQ, you were simply.
Yeah, the math was not adding.
Exactly, like you're putting in money, right? But.
Yeah, the math wasn't.
How was that? Yeah, exactly. They were promising profits, right? But how was the money you were putting in multiplying, okay? I mean, were they investing it in real estate? If it's real estate, show me the buildings you're investing in. See that? Just remember that law, okay? You cannot gain something without giving anything in.
Thank you so much, Eman.
Okay.
An event session, talking session. I'm really glad. I mean, it actually ended. It became fun. I like that we are few actually. Yeah. So, Professor, maybe you could come and. These are the people who should be in the video, not me. This is the last part we're doing. What is your takeaway? What's the biggest? What's what's something you've learned today that you didn't know, or just any form of takeaway? What did you learn?
You have to be cautious. You wouldn't just trust that anybody has the initial responsibility to open or the try to read it or even the last one. Some things are there. And it's a
That's the main thing.
That's your biggest takeaway.
Once you understand the side of social side, but the technical side is
So one thing that really goes down is you have to take personal responsibility. A personal initiative. When you are in one of these circumstances, it's always that has to take the first step to one, protect